sampling a little bit of everything from spices to packaging materials. We're going to be looking at various different kinds of bubble wrap, actually. We're going to be doing some stamping, and we're going to be playing with zip ties. Very interesting and delectable little sounds they make. We're going to be playing with a variety of tingle-inducing materials here. I've got a special treat for you tonight, and that is my wire strippers. These are really cool. We're going to be doing a little electrical work, so let's get focused on that. Let's start that right away, because I've got this little electrical problem, and I've been trying to resolve it for quite some time. Get some stuff here, but let me just take a little sip of soju. I don't know if you all know what soju is. Soju is the Korean table beverage of choice when you go to a restaurant or even at home. You don't drink water unless you ask for water. Otherwise, you're served soju, which essentially is it's kind of a light vodka. It's vodka made from rice. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of that just to kind of get my nerves settled here before we start, because this is going to be very comprehensive, very detailed, and very, very interesting. So let me just sample this. It's got one hell of a kick to it, I can tell you that right now. Just amazing stuff. Alright, let's get started. I've got a little bit of an electrical problem here. I'm going to try to resolve it. I've got some 6-line material here. Let's just take a look at this. But I'm going to expose these wires and just see what we've got. Oh, they all need to be stripped, of course. So this little stripper is going to help me re-expose the copper in these little wires here. Let's just get started with that, because I've got to get this fixed immediately. And there we go. Nice, very nice. Yes. Marvelous piece of equipment, a little automatic stripper. And we'll just put that wire nut back on there. Make sure I've got that secured in place. I don't want that to come apart again, because it's a real problem, because the other end of this is my Ethernet plug to my anti-gravity device that I have in my car. Gets me a lot of accessible parking, if you know what I mean. I can just sort of hover and drop right in. Alright, let's get, ooh, you know, I'm really interested in getting to these spices and seasonings. Let's try that. That's going to be really something to try. Look what I've got here to begin with. Mrs. Dash. I don't know if you've ever tried Mrs. Dash, but it comes in a variety of flavors. I particularly care for this one, which is table blended, salt-free Mrs. Dash, and it kicks up a dish in just an amazing way. Throw a little bit of this on there, just sprinkle it, and it just absolutely adds a magical dance. It turns whatever dish you're seasoning or kicking up into a literal orchestration of amazing, taste bud defying magic. Let's just take a whiff of that. Oh, that's amazing. Love that. And of course, I'm also a big fan of parsley flakes. I put that on chicken, pork, meat dishes in general. But also it's great on roasted vegetables. Let's just take a sample of that. Oh, that's just incredible. I love these little flip-up lids, which allow you to sprinkle the material or the seasoning onto your food. And depending on the seasoning, the holes are graded in different sizes. So for example, Mrs. Dash has much smaller holes than the McCormick parsley flakes, which are larger because the size of the parsley flakes is much bigger. So let's take a look at that and see. There we go. Look how large they are. Very, very, almost like they're toasted. See if you can hear that. I think you can. Yes, very toasty. Just find these fascinating. Oh, here's some more. This is one of my favorites also. Who doesn't like celery salt? Celery salt is just amazing. Let's take a whiff. Oh my gosh. Pure delight. Absolutely delectable. Oregano, that's another favorite. Oh my gosh. Yes, oregano's just wonderful. Nice little pop up. Oregano is great, obviously, for Italian dishes, but you can put it on so many amazing foods and kick up the flavor. You walk into a room, you know if oregano has been exposed to the environment because you can smell it yards away. Of course, this is my favorite. This is actually just sort of a brand X. You can get it at local grocery stores where I live, but pretty much everywhere. That's Italian seasoning. And Italian seasoning, of course, is just great. You don't really even have to be cooking Italian. You can be cooking anything, vegetables. This is even good on garlic toast. Fantastic on garlic toast, actually. Okay, let me just have a little bit more soju here. This is just delectable. Okay. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to take my wiring and zip tie it. But let me see what size zip tie I can do. Various sizes. Sizes, yeah, we can see if I can put them what's applicable to my application. Yes. This one. It's very small. Let's just test it to make sure that it works properly. That appears to be about the right length that I'll need for the application. I'm using this to pin down some cables that are loose in my workshop. I want to be very specific on the size because these are actually very hard to clip. Even with scissors, it's very difficult to do that. So. See, you can't get a grip on it. It slides because this is nylon. Very, very slippery material. That worked. But these are extremely sharp scissors. These are Fiskars, and Fiskars are without question the most amazing scissors on the planet. They're razor sharp. You don't ever really have to sharpen them. These will last for years, and then you can just replace them like $10 a pair. Just amazing. Alright, let's just move these out of the way here. Zip ties. More fun than duct tape. Let's do one more. Let's do one more big one, really have some fun with this. You know, I have a bag. I should just go ahead and use them, right? Let's do it. Yes. Oh, fantastic. Nothing like a zip tie. I'll be back in future videos with plenty more zip ties. Just wanted to give you a little bit of an appetizer on them. Let's move on to packaging materials. I've got some examples here that I want to show you, but this is one of my favorite. Whenever I get something from Amazon or a package package dropped off on my porch. I can't wait to open it and just hope that it's wrapped in this kind of cellophane. It's even fun to cut up. I love to cut this stuff, just amazing. That's cellophane. Very old material. It's been around since the beginning of the 20th century. Ooh, we'll get back to this later. This is handmade Korean rice paper. We're going to get to that in a minute. I'm going to cut you a still. So this is a package I received the other day. It was wrapped in this most amazing material. And if you've ever looked at it really closely, the outside is what's known as Tyvek. Same stuff they put on the outside of a house to insulate it. You cannot tear this stuff. Let's just cut it up a little bit and see what we've got here. That's very interesting, this material. But you can see when you cut it up that it's actually a laminate. And the lamination is done with two pieces, and that's the Tyvek and the bubble wrap beneath it. I'm seeing if I can tear it apart for you, but you can see the bubble wrap right there. That's very interesting stuff. So in fact, I have a piece of the same kind of bubble wrap here, which bubble wrap normally is not the first choice for ASMR videos, but if you use the very, very small bubble wrap, it's surprisingly delectable. Sounds like a fireworks display, right? I'm assuming that's probably just a tad too loud, but we're going to move on to something else that has bubble wrap, this gauge bubble wrap in it. Let's just take a closer look at that. I can't stop doing this. I can't help myself. Very relaxing. Move this out of the way. Let's put this aside. Let me show you something that I think is very fascinating. That is this material here. This material is actually insulation. And somebody got very smart with the bubble wrap here, because what they've done is they've taken two pieces of reflective mylar and they've put them essentially on the outside. Let's just see if we can't open this up and take a closer look at the inside. So we've got the mylar, let's see if you can see it, sandwiched around a layer of this fabulous bubble wrap which is inside. A personal friend of mine. Extremely reflective, I have to say. Yes, I can use this as some sort of communication device with near-Earth asteroids. Let's take a measurement of that, just see if this is the right size. I think that might be the right one, but I'm not absolutely sure. It's going to be 1.5 WV communication amplification module. I just happen to have it laying around. I don't know if I can really use it or not, but I'll keep it in my spare parts just in case. Well, now let's take a closer look, because I don't know if I'm going to have to buff this or not, but we should take a look at that and see. Some imperfections on the outer rim. I'm going to just buff that off. Just bear with me for 1 second. Take a closer look and see what we've got here. We have to remove any particulate matter just to make sure we've got a very smooth rim here, but I think we might have to buff that down a little bit just to make sure we've got absolutely no rough edges, because if I leave this and forget about it when I try to install it into my anti-gravity system, it won't fit. There won't be a tight seal, and I'll get a little bit of hovering flux. You don't want that. Okay, I think that's good. I think that'll work. Check these paper clips here to make sure I've got a steady supply. Make sure I've got it. I just happen to want to make sure that standard size. Standard versus the mini clips. Don't want to get into the mini clips. Oops. Oops. Let's just take these and put them back in. Confine these, but it's the standard size versus the large. I don't like the large size because they're good for binder. Small standard size. Oh, let's push pins. I thought I had a much larger supply of these push pins, but apparently I'm quite low. Let's see, 113. If I just take a kind of a rough estimate here, I'd say about 113. Yeah. So very interesting. Yeah, that's cool. Get some stamping done right here. I've got to immediately get to this. I got to do this morning. I meant to do it last night, but I did this morning. Tomorrow. Yesterday, I don't know what we're going to talk to. Get these done, so I'm going to try to do them now so that we can all have time to imagine what we're going to be doing tomorrow versus yesterday. We're just going to drop it there. Let's go try to fish them out of the lake, which I don't have to do because these will be completely soaked wet. Okay, these can go over to receiving which is not good. Korean rice paper. Completely handcrafted. Yes. It's the most amazing thing. We're going to make a little snowflake here for you. Fold it up. Fold it up and always pay attention to the corner. Yes. Yes. There we go. Alright. Let's just do one here real quick. Let's just get it started. Fancy design. Okay, we're going to, let's just cut this around, all around the edges here. Do something really interesting. Yes, I think this is going to be good. Let's just take a look and see what we got, because I think I may have actually messed this up, because when you make a snowflake you have to be very careful. Oops. Oh no, look at that. Multiple snowflakes. Of course, this is a kind of a freak of nature snowflake, because they're oblong rather than round. Got a bunch of these, so let's just spread them around. Various sizes to choose from. And oh, what do I have here? I forgot to ship this yesterday. Let me package it. Let's get this packaged, and then we're going to wrap it up here. Use the small bubble wrap. Let's just check to make sure the gift is intact. This is very important. I'm sending this to a very dear friend of mine. I want to make sure it's fine. It appears to be fine. Clean off the microvelvet, the microfiber bag. Nice velvet bag. I need to have this knife sharpened for later use, so look, one last cut here, and a little arrow for you, and the arrow is going to be the signal that this relaxing video is. I can see that many of you are starting to nod off as it is, so let's go ahead and wrap it up. That's exit stage right. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like if you haven't fallen asleep yet.